These two errors both have to do with the exact same fields in Banner, and it's the graduation date expected. It's your expected graduation date. And since they both pertain to the same fields, I figured I'd cover both of these in the same video. So if you see where you have a student on your error report that says no expected grad date on Sebastian, or grad date precedes term in, this is going to be how you can resolve it. So no expected grad date on Sebastian means that there's some fields on Sebastian that are empty. It's there, the data hasn't been entered yet, and that data has to be entered because even though we don't know when a student's actually going to graduate, we have to provide an expected graduation date. The second one, grad date precedes term in, means that the data in the fields in Banner are less than the end term for which you're running your report for. So both of them are telling you this data needs to be corrected. Now I do want to note, and I want you to remember, that we do run a process on UC4 Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock to add expected grad date if the fields are null, and to update the fields if the grad date is less than the end date for the term we're currently processing. So you could manually fix these, or you could just wait and say, I'll fix these, I'll run this tomorrow after this process runs. However, you all are constantly taking applicants, making segregation records and allowing students to register, so you may always have a few of these on your record or your error report that you may want to manually fix. So to do that, all you have to do is you go to the student's Sebastian record. So I'm going to go to Sebastian, and you enter in the student's Banner ID. That's going to be in your error report, and then you select Go. Now notice I don't put a term because the Sebastian record you want to correct is the one that is equal to or less than the term in which you're running your report. So let's just pretend I'm running my report for 2019-10. So I need to find a Sebastian record that has the term 2019-10 or less. So you'll see this one is 2019-10. If it was 2019-20, I would have had to go on and find the 2019-10 record because it's going to pull off that Sebastian record. So then I click on the academic and graduation status dual degree tab. And that's when I'm going to go to the section called graduation status. So this is where you have to put the expected graduation date, term, and year. So you're looking for the date, the term, and the year. Now the colleges have decided, all colleges decided to go 6 years out in the future. So this is a 2019-10 application. So if you're looking at 6 years, that's going to be 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it would be 20, 25, 10. And the year would be, this one may not be on my validation list yet. So let's just pretend we're going to do this date. Well, I'm not sure what's going on. Let me see. I could have swore I had 2024, maybe 23 is the highest I have. No, that's not what I want to do. Let me try that again. So what you're seeing here is the dates have to exist on the validation table in order for you to pull them into the field. And since I'm in an old system, we're finding some that didn't have them. Okay, so I'm just going to put that term, even though I know it's not 6 years in advance, but you know you're supposed to go 6 years in advance. And in production, we are constantly building these and keeping them ahead of the game because of things like this. And then you would come over here and you put the expected graduation date, which would be the fall, which we usually do December 15th, 2023. And then you would save. So this was one where the date was null. They didn't have any date in there. So we had to put one in. For the second error, where it says the grad date precedes the term end date, that would have been when you would access the Sebastian record And let's say that, I'll put that year wrong, but that's okay. Let's say that this term was 2018-20. And the date would have been 12/15/2017. Okay. So this would have been an example of this term, and the date precedes the term in, because I'm a 2019-10 record, then 2018-20 was in the past. And they're saying this can't happen. You need to put a expected graduation date in the future. So that's when you would go ahead and take this one and do the same thing we did when we were putting a date. You would put a date 6 years in the future. Let's save. And that's how you would resolve those errors.